If you think meal planning has to be expensive, just wait until you see what we can make this week for under $60. And as a bonus, you don't have to have a fully stocked pantry or freezer to do this. I'm serious. Here is our menu this week. You can see that we have a nice variety. I always try to make sure that we don't have a menu full of like Mexican food or, all of one style, just because that gets kind of old. I like a little variety. Plus, this way you get to use items in multiple ways and it's less boring. Okay, so let's look at our grocery list. Now, this week was actually very, very cool because first, our total came out to $52.23, way below our $60 budget. The prices this week come from the North Vernon, Indiana Super Walmart. Now, I want you to take a really good look at this list because the first thing is we are going to do a protein powerhouse with a 10-pound bag of chicken leg quarters. It's going to work for 3 meals. And that's one of the reasons why our total is so low. Because our total is so low, we are actually going to stock up on a lot of basics. So if you already have a fully stocked pantry or a fridge and freezer, you can easily start checking some of these off because you probably already have them and you don't have to buy them again. But if your cabinets are kind of bare and you need everything, this is the week for you. Now, I will say that we only assume you have 2 items. Everything else is on this list. The 2 items that we assume every week is your preferred cooking oil, whether that's olive oil, canola oil, veggie oil, whatever, and then, of course, your favorite seasonings, and that's going to vary by family. There are 2 links down below. The first one goes to my Walmart grocery list, so you can change the zip code and you can see exactly what your total would be in your local Walmart. Second link goes to my website where you can download all of the recipes in the grocery list. It's all in black and white. I believe it's 4 pages long. So now let's get into our recipes. Our first recipe is going to be a baked chicken. We are going to do a garlic butter chicken quarters with rice and broccoli. Now we're going to use some butter and some garlic powder, and we're going to load up 3 to 4 of these chicken quarters, put them in the oven. Now, you can add additional seasonings if you would like, salt, pepper, onion powder, whatever you like. Or if you want to skip the garlic powder, you can easily use 2 to 3 minced garlic cloves to get that garlic flavor. Either way works great. And then we're going to serve this with just some cooked rice and some frozen broccoli. And once again, those are 2 things that you can add additional seasoning to change it up and make it your own. Our second dish this week is going to be a turkey taco pasta with corn. Now, we're going to be using a pound of ground turkey, but if you already have like ground pork, ground beef, ground chicken, those will all work as well. And we're going to mix those with some taco seasoning, some diced tomatoes, and then some shredded cheese. Now, I'm using rotini, but honestly, you can use whatever shape pasta you like. You could even do this with like spaghetti noodles or elbow noodles. Any of those will work. Now, this is one of those where we're going to mix it all together in a pot, get it all nice and warm, sprinkle it with cheese, cover it, and let that cheese melt, and then we serve it. Now, you could actually mix the corn in with everything, or you can serve it on the side. That's totally up to you. The next dinner on our list is going to be a sheet pan style meal. We are going to do one nice big sheet pan or roasting pan, and we're going to do some Cajun chicken quarters with roasted sweet potatoes and Brussels sprouts. Now, if you're like, oh no, I don't like Cajun seasoning, totally fine. You can easily swap out the Cajun seasoning for whatever you like. You could use just like a standard garlic and herb blend. You could do lemon pepper. You don't have to go with Cajun, but I do have it on the list, so you could easily swap it with something else. Now, we're going to do some fresh Brussels sprouts. If you've never had them, they are so good, and they are so good roasted. I am a big fan of like the frozen Brussels sprouts, but whenever you can get like a whole pound for about $3, that's a really good deal. Now, we are using sweet potatoes this week, but you could easily swap that out for any potatoes that you may already have at home. Now, every week I try to show you a hack, a substitute, a something that you may not know. And this week we are going to make some sweet and sour sauce using some very basic items. Now, we're going to use some pineapple for our sweet and sour ground turkey with rice and zucchini. When you take out your, about a cup's worth of pineapple, make sure that you save about a half a cup of juice, because we're going to mix that pineapple juice with some soy sauce, some ketchup, some vinegar, and some white sugar. Just, whisk it up or with a fork, and then we're going to pour it into our pan, and boom, it tastes just like, the jars that you get of sweet and sour sauce. It's so good. And honestly, you can do this with so many other fruit juices as well. I've done it with mandarin oranges. I've even done it with like canned peaches. There's so many options here, but I think that the pineapple is just more of a standard when it comes to sweet and sour, so that's why I chose it. And then we're going to serve our mixture of the ground turkey with the veggies and the pineapple. We're just going to serve that over plain white rice. Now, because we have 2 dinners that are going to require 2 cups of cooked rice, that is something that you can cook ahead of time, whether that be in a rice cooker and a slow cooker. And rice is something that is super easy just to heat up later on, so definitely take that into account. Now, last week, the temperatures were definitely cooler, but this week they're getting a little bit warmer, and who knows what next week's going to be. But I'm still really in the mood for soup. And what is more comforting than your basic chicken noodle soup? So that's what we're doing this week. So we're going to throw some chicken quarters, an onion, and then half water, half chicken broth into a crock pot or a slow cooker, and let that cook on low for like 6-7 hours. You will know when it's done because all that chicken's going to want to fall off the bone. So you're going to take the chicken quarters out, you're going to pull all the meat, and then you're going to take all that meat and put it back into that really yummy broth that you've created. And we're going to go ahead and add some frozen mixed veggies. And I really like egg noodles for this, but you could use really any noodles or even rice if you want, and let that cook for another 20 to 30 minutes. I just pop it over to high, and you'll see it because it'll start to boil. And of course, it's easy to check that the pasta is done. Just keep in mind that if you were to leave this in the crock pot for a couple of hours, usually if you're using rice or pasta, it'll start to soak up all of that juice. So depending on how thin you like your soup or how thick you like it, you'll just have to play that one by ear. Now, I am finally starting to see sweet potatoes are going a little bit cheaper, because for a while there, they were kind of expensive. So we're going to get one of those bags of 3-pound sweet potatoes. Keep in mind though, for this dish, we're going to do twice baked sausage stuffed sweet potatoes, but we're not going to use the oven because honestly, that takes a good amount of time. So before you use your sweet potatoes in the other dish, I would just go ahead and make sure that you have 2 to 3 large ones for this dish. Now, depending on where you get your sweet potatoes, I know sometimes they're a little hard to see, but honestly, you could easily swap this out for 4 medium potatoes. Just depends on how many potatoes you think everyone's going to eat. Now, what we're going to do is I like to wash these really good. I like to trim up, like sometimes it looks like they have hairs on them. Trim all that up, wash them, use a fork and just kind of poke them, pierce the skin, and then we're going to microwave these. It takes about 8 to 10 minutes total. And what I do is every 2 to 3 minutes, I just flip them, I turn them. And then while those are cooking, I'm going to go ahead and brown my sausage in a skillet. And then once the potatoes are tender, you can definitely feel it. Let them sit for a minute till they're cool enough to touch. And then we're just going to cut them in half. Use a spoon. We're going to, scoop out all of the potato from the inside, but we're going to leave that outside shell. And then we're going to mix that. I'm using Greek yogurt, one of those little tiny individual cups, because we don't need a ton. And if you don't like Greek yogurt, you could easily swap that out with cream cheese or sour cream or just a bunch of butter, whatever you like there. And then we're going to mix the ground sausage and the cheese all together, and we're going to put it back in, and then you can just pop it right back in the microwave for a couple minutes to get all the cheese melted, or you can pop it in your air fryer or in the oven. I just didn't have anything else going in the oven, so I didn't really want to turn on the oven just to melt some cheese. And then we'll serve this with some steamed green beans on the side. Now, if you hang out on our Facebook page, you will see that I always try to include fruit with my dinners. This is one of those things where it's a nice sweet treat. For me personally, it keeps me from wanting to hit the cookies or, the cake after dinner because I already feel like I get my sweetness. Plus, it actually makes you feel fuller while you're eating dinner. So these are my top picks for low-cost fruit this week. I will say that we're coming up to that little period where a lot of fruit that's been cheap for the last couple weeks is going to start getting more expensive because it's going out of season, and it's not quite fully quote-unquote fall fruits yet, but I will start seeing more apples, things of that nature going on sale. But I am noticing grapes are a really good deal right now, and I wanted to remind you that I usually mix 2 to 3 different fruits every week, but they don't always have to be fresh fruits. I use a lot of canned fruits that are packed in juice, and you can easily mix like a little bit of peaches with some grapes or pears with strawberries. Kind of mix it up a little bit, and it makes it a little less boring, and it makes your fruit last a whole lot longer. Now, I mentioned earlier that there is a link down below to a free PDF on my website. It's going to look like this, where it has the list of dinners, and it has all the grocery list on the front, and then it has all the recipes on the following pages. This is completely free, and this is week 74. So if you've been following along, there are tons and tons of options here. Every week we put out 3 different menus. We put out a mini menu, we put out a full menu, and then now we're starting to do a throwback menu to the menu we did last year. So if you're not sure what to make for dinner, head over to the site. There's literally tons of them for you to choose from. I'll see y'all next week. Bye.